Welcome to the Slightly Warped Podcast. I'm Rick, joined as always by Big Show. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm frustrated with this crappy internet. Okay. All right. Let's get down to it. This is what we love. Uh, One of our favorite sports. There's something about the NFL. Even though it's still preseason, you still get juiced and ready. I guess I really shouldn't use the word juiced when I'm talking about football, huh? But
Right?
it's just we love the game, and we're not talking about any particular game on this episode. This is just your appetizer, folks. We are talking about the Hall of Fame, and to be specific, the 2026 class, because we already know who's going to be inducted in 2025, or has been, by the time this show is aired. But the names dropped of all those who are eligible for 2026. And I want to go through those names, show you already know because we've already reviewed this. So we'll get to the questions in a second. But just for the people listening at home, first time eligible. This means you've been retired for 5 years. You're up. Larry Fitzgerald, Drew Brees, Philip Rivers, Jason Witten, Frank Gore, Julian Edelman, Marquise Pouncey, LaShawn McCoy, Thomas Davis, Greg Olson, Alex Smith, Dez Bryant, Stephen Goskowski, Geno Atkins, David DeCastro, Mike Pouncey, Sean Lee, Todd Gurley, and Jarrell Casey. Now, all these players, good in their own right. Props to them for getting to the point where they're at. No doubt about it. But at the end of the day, there can only be what, six?
I don't know if there's an actual number.
Hmm.
I'm going
Okay.
to look at it.
Okay. Well, while you look that up, the sheet that we're looking at, it has three names in gold, and I want to talk about them first because I believe that these guys are in without a doubt. Larry Fitzgerald, Drew Brees, and Frank Gore. And do you think that these three guys are in regardless?
Okay, before I answer that, the answer is between 4 and 8 can
Okay.
be inducted every year. Now, you said Larry Fitzgerald, Drew Brees, and Frank Gore, right?
Right. And if you want to break them down one by one, you can.
I feel strongly about Larry Fitzgerald. I feel strongly about Drew Brees.
Mhm.
Although I feel Frank Gore should be, I'm on the fence if he will be a shoe-in.
Mm. Um, where do you think he
Because I
fell
don't think there's
short?
a running. Well, statistically, I think he's there. I think he hasn't won any championships. Is that his fault? Not necessarily. However, the running backs that are in the Hall of Fame and that have been inducted into the Hall of Fame have at least gone to the big game. I don't even think Frank Gore's ever been.
I don't think so either.
Unless he was there, was he there when the Ravens beat the Niners?
Ooh, I mm, had he moved on by then? I'm not.
See, I thought so, but I'm not for sure. I mean, he probably deserves to be in, but I wouldn't like put his name already in there. I'm gonna be
Uh,
honest, Larry Fitzgerald's probably the only one that's probably a lock. I don't even think Drew might go.
oh, I think the other way around. I think Drew is a lock.
I think he's a lock to get in, but not necessarily first ballot Hall of Fame.
Okay, and I'm going by 2026. You're getting the knock on your door. Somebody's about to tell you you're getting a gold jacket.
Right. But I mean,
I think Drew Brees is going to get that knock on the door at the end of this season.
right. But this is his first time to ever be eligible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I say I don't think he's going to. I mean, he very well may. He would deserve to be. I just don't know if he's a first ballot Hall of Fame. He's only won one Super Bowl, and I say
Yeah.
only one.
Yeah.
But what else has he done? I mean, he's a prolific passer, yes, but every record that he had has already been broken
Mm,
by players that are playing now. Tom Brady broke his record.
yeah.
I was curious why Tom Brady wasn't on this list, but I guess he's not eligible till 2027.
Right. Tom stayed that extra year. So,
Yeah.
and hopefully we can convince Tom to go in as a Raider.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't be surprised if, I think Drew will probably get in, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's looked over.
Mm.
Frank Gore has been looked over for a while, hasn't he? No, no, no. That
No,
was
no.
Fred Taylor. That was
Fred
Fred
Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah. Fred Taylor won't be on this list. These are first time eligible of these
Right.
here.
Now, I do have a question on
Now,
this
I am
list.
going to get to later on other players who are still eligible and ask
Okay.
your opinion on them. What were you
Well,
going to say, though?
I do have a couple questions.
Okay.
Who the hell is Thomas Davis and Jarrell Casey?
Thomas Davis, I've heard his name a few times before. I want to say he was with, and I could be wrong. I might get blasted by the internet. I thought he was a Seahawk, but I'm not sure. Jarrell Casey, I've heard his name before, but I have no idea, not even what position dude played.
Yeah,
So
I don't think either one of those guys are going to make it.
no, no.
Just going out on a limb.
I mean, if I had to pick my six out of this list here, just this list, Fitz, Breeze, Gore, Shady. Shady's got to get in. If
No, no.
okay, we'll get to that in a second. And then it's a toss up between Des Bryant and Greg Olson.
Really? You looked over Julian Edelman.
Yeah,
He's definitely going to get in because he's a Patriot with three Super Bowl rings.
but are we just going by rings?
Not just, but he was probably in those last three Super Bowl wins for the Patriots, one of the main reasons why they won.
Well, I would say Gronk was the main reason why they won, but
Go back to that Atlanta game.
he did
Go
get
back
off on
to,
that game. He went off. He
you
did.
know, I mean Gronk, yes, he's Gronk's definitely getting in, but I think Julian's on it. But anyway, go ahead.
Well,
You
well,
said Dez,
those are my six.
you said Dez or Witten.
No, I said Olson or Dez.
Olson, Greg
Dez or
Olson.
Olson. And me, and Kevin talked about this. The reason why I selected Greg Olson, for all intent and purpose, that dude was the Carolina Panthers. If he was not on that team, we may not even know who Cam Newton was because that was Cam's security blanket week in and week out.
But where does he rank in the grand scheme of things?
I mean,
Like,
he's got the records and the numbers in Carolina, but he's not an all time. There's no way he's ever going to be a Travis Kelsey or a who just got into the tight end from the Chargers, Antonio Gates. Yeah,
uh,
he's never gonna be in that class.
I'm just looking up his stats real quick.
Okay. Now, while you do that, I know you mentioned uh Casey
Man,
and
he ain't even got 1,000 yards or 1,000 receptions.
really
He's got 742 receptions, 86, almost 8,700 yards, 60 touchdowns for an average of 11.7 yards per catch.
Des
He
Bryant
ain't
it
getting,
is then.
he ain't getting in.
Okay. All right. I can see the case for him not getting in. Then you got to say Dez gets in.
I don't think he gets in either.
Okay, who are your six?
I don't have six.
Who do you got?
I'd say Fitz, Breeze, Alex Smith. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, I think Pouncey's going to get in. Maybe not on his first try. Edelman. I'd say Fitz, Breeze, Edelman, and I'll go ahead and say Dez.
Okay. Now, this is if they were, first ballot Hall of Famers. Here's the problem. This is their first time of eligibility, like you said. There's players that are eligible, who have been eligible, who I'm about to throw at you that can leapfrog a lot of these guys. Now, I only picked 10 names here, but I'm going to go through them with you, and you tell me if they have a shot. Uh, we're going to go back to the Panthers. Luke Kuechly. He played linebacker for many years for Carolina. Do you think he I don't know how long he's been eligible, but he's been out there for a while and hasn't gotten in.
Before we move on, I just kind of looked up
Mm-hmm.
Olsen's stats amongst other tight ends. He has a case. He definitely has a case to get in. I didn't
Okay.
realize he was the first tight end to record three consecutive 1,000-yard receiving seasons.
Mm,
He's
okay.
ninth in touchdowns, seventh in yards, and seventh in receptions on the all-time tight end list.
Now, saying that though, if he's like around the seventh or ninth, are the six or seven people in front of him in the Hall of Fame?
Man, I can name three of them right now, or at least two. Um, NFL.
Yeah, because if there's anybody in front of him who is not in yet, then he's not going to get in. And by anybody, I don't mean active players either, because if there's an active player in front of him, then hell yeah. Like I know Kelsey's in front of him, but Kelsey ain't
All right, here's
retired yet.
here's the six players that are in front of him.
Okay.
So I'm going to take Olsen off my list and say Jason Witten because
Wit.
this is just in receiving yards.
Okay.
1 through 7. Number one is Gonzalez.
Mm-hmm.
Number two is Witten. Number three is Kelsey. Four is Antonio Gates. Five is Shannon Sharp. Six is Rob Gronkowski. Seventh is Greg Olsen.
Okay. By that logic, if we just look at that stat, yeah, Witten gets in, Olsen does not. So yeah, I feel you
So
on
if
that.
you had to, if they had to choose between the two, Witten's going to be the one that gets in.
Okay. Uh Played linebacker. Oh, I'm sorry. Played left guard for the Raiders. Steve Wisniewski. You probably don't know too much about him because he was a Raider.
Yeah, Steve Wisniewski, because he also played for, he didn't only play for the Raiders, did he?
I don't know if he played for anybody else at the tail end of his career. I know he retired a Raider, so he either did one of those I'm done or came back and said I'll retire a Raider. But
I
I
mean, do
just
I think
remember,
there's nothing notable that would make me say, oh, yes, he needs to get in 2026, but
yeah, and I'm a Raider fan, and I don't think he's going to get in.
right.
Earl Thomas for the Seahawks.
No,
Eric Berry for the Chiefs.
no.
Sean Alexander for the Seahawks. And,
Probably
and
not.
this one, I'm gonna put it the Fred Taylor stat. If Fred ain't in, there's no way Sean should be in.
So I'm going to look up their yards real quick.
Okay. While you do
Oh,
that, I got a couple more for you. You can just answer. Joey Porter for the Steelers.
oh, linebacker?
Yes, yes. He didn't get in on his first ballot, but he's still very, very eligible.
Man, hold on. We gotta go back to Frank Gore. I didn't realize he was third all time in rushing yards. Only
Yeah,
Emmitt Smith, only Emmitt Smith and Walter Payton have rushed for more yards.
that's why
So
Frank Gore's on my list.
maybe he does get in. I'm looking up. Give me just a second here. All right,
Okay.
who do we say? Sean Alexander?
Uh, yeah.
He's not even on the top 25.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said if Fred Taylor ain't in, Sean Alexander's not getting in.
Yeah, Fred Taylor is number 17.
Right.
I think Joey Porter probably deserves a nod.
Um, Rich Gannon,
No.
Torrey Holt, and I believe
Yes,
Torrey should be in. I believe he
Torres
should
should
be
have
in.
been in. Torres should have been in.
Here's one that I didn't believe was not in yet. Or did he get in? Did Hines Ward get in?
I don't think so.
Okay. Wow. I would have thought that brother would have made it in.
Mm,
And then I got
I don't
one
know.
more for you.
Go ahead.
Randall Cunningham.
Okay, I just don't check. Heinz Ward is not in there. Randall Cunningham. I would probably give Randall the nod. As he was the first mobile running type quarterback that put that type of stuff on the mark that we see from Michael Vick and Lamar. I'd say yeah.
Okay. So, based on those names that I gave you, who do you think
I I
absolutely
would
positively gets in? Whether you're first time eligible or these guys that have been eligible for a few years.
I would say Torrey Holt, Randall Cunningham, Frank Gore, Witten, Fitzgerald, and they're probably going to throw a quarterback in there, so Breeze.
All right.
That's my take.
I think we on the same wavelength, but I have a question for you. And this is I'm not making an argument for him
No,
because I
you're good.
think Breeze will get in there. But what do you think would keep Rivers out?
What has Rivers done
Well,
besides lose? He's never won a playoff game.
with all due respect, he was a Charger. They haven't won anything.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He had LaDainian Tomlinson as his running back. He had Antonio Gates as his tight end. He had players. What has he done?
I, I can't argue with that. I mean,
I mean, Philip Rivers will probably get in, but it'll be another decade probably,
let's see,
unless they're
you're more harsh than me. I
unless
would say 5 years he'll get in, maybe
unless
6.
they just run out of players that are gonna, that they feel like they can't put in.
I don't think
I mean,
that's
I
going to
think that's
happen.
why there was only four this year. I mean, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel like Jared Allen should have made the Hall of Fame.
Really?
I mean, if you watch his stats, yeah, I mean, but he was good for like he was dominant for about 4 years,
I think he
maybe
had
five.
some good years in Minnesota too.
No, I mean, altogether in his career, he was good for about 4 or 5 years. He played 13,
Hmm.
and he played for four teams: the Chiefs, the Vikings, the Bears, and the Panthers.
You
Um,
think that longevity had something to do with it?
Maybe. I mean, and he did like set some sick records, like multiple sacks in a game. And I mean, he was a beast. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. I don't know if
And it had a lot. Marketing probably had something to do with it. The mullet.
yeah, probably. Um, I think, besides Antonio Gates and Sterling Sharp, I think they were kind of grasping at straws with Eric Allen and Jared Allen. Not saying they're not deserving, But why wasn't Fred Taylor over one of those guys? Why wasn't Torrey Holt over one of those guys?
Eric Allen, in his defense, was a ball hawk.
He
He
was.
was.
Don't get
He
me
was.
wrong. I'm not saying he wasn't, but what did he do? I mean, he wasn't Dion.
I don't. Nobody's Dion.
I'm just
So
saying
yeah, I feel
he
you on that.
wasn't. He wasn't even Albert Lewis. He was good, and he's definitely deserves to be there. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying I feel like they were grasping at straws with those two
Mhm.
guys by looking over the likes of Fred Taylor and Torrey Holt.
Yeah, I can't argue with that because a lot of what you're saying is right. I feel like a handful of guys who deserve to get in consistently get overlooked. Taylor's one of them. Holt is another. I could even make a case for Cunningham and Hines Ward.
And I'm really
Now,
surprised Cunningham hasn't gotten in.
um,
I wonder what his holdup is. But
it,
you know
it
what? To
blew
be
me
honest,
away
though,
too.
who's the old time Cowboy wide receiver that just got in not too long ago, a couple years ago? Played back with Staubach. He was their main. He was the original 88.
I know who you're talking about. It's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't even remember right now.
The hell. I mean, it took them damn near 30 years to put him in.
Yeah, and I think you get 25 years, and then you're on the old timers ballot or whatever. I don't know how that works. There's a specified
Yeah.
number of years, and then you get moved to the old timers ballot. So I would
I'm
like to
just
see a lot of these guys get on here before they get moved to that ballot. And Randall Cunningham is one that I would like to see, get in relatively soon because
I
he
think
did change
there's
the
the
game.
he did. He did change it.
Because think
And
about it, you don't have Randall Cunningham, then you may not have Michael Vick. You
or
may not
Lamar Jackson.
have exactly.
Hell, you may not even have Rich Gannon.
Yeah, yeah. Who's on this list, but we know he didn't, put up good enough numbers consistently to get in. He was a journeyman quarterback who caught lightning in a bottle for 3 or 4 years when he got
Yeah.
traded to the Raiders. And
Yeah, the Chiefs completely botched that whole thing when he was with us.
yeah, I scratched my head on that because I'm like, why would you go back to Elvis Gerback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Marty Schottenheimer for you, though.
And the other thing about Rich Gannon, loved him, loved to see him play, loved his fire and his intensity. But when you got Jerry Rice and Tim Brown to throw to, you better put up good numbers.
True, but he didn't always have those guys.
Well, he did when he was a Raider.
Well, the last couple of years, right? Because Jerry Rice wasn't there the entire time.
He was there the last couple of years. That was the year that we thought we were going to go to the Super Bowl again, and because we had gotten beat the year before, and I want to
We lost
say
to the Ravens.
the Ravens. Yeah, who was the big dude? Tony Saragusa. Who
Tony
was?
Siragusa broke his clavicle.
Yes, yes, and ruined everything because we was clicking on all cylinders.
And that
Not
was the
that
year that
day.
the Ravens won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
That was
uh,
Ray Lewis's first.
yeah. Because if I'm correct, it was a low scoring game too. It was like 10-3. If Shannon Sharp did break it open for a long run and a touchdown,
Oh, you're talking about your Raider game. I'd say no,
yeah.
that Super Bowl they won like 35-3 or 35 to
Oh,
6.
yeah, yeah. That still doesn't hurt as much as the Tampa Bay Super Bowl a couple of years before. So,
That's
but
what I would have said until last year when the Eagles blitzed our ass.
I would say everybody's got to go through it. Again, sorry, Charger fans. You're one shot at a Super Bowl. You got blasted. I believe what the Niners put up 49 on them,
Yeah,
45 or 49.
1994.
Yeah.
1992.
Steve Young, another Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yes.
who, for all intent and purposes, only has one ring. So,
So I want to go back to Shady real quick.
yes.
So I'm going to name all the players that are in front of him
Okay.
on the all-time rushing yards list. Emmitt Smith,
He's already in.
Walter, Walter Payton,
Already in.
Frank Gore
The
should be.
shocker that surprised us. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, this is his first year
Yeah.
eligible.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders,
A beast.
he's also in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
Adrian Peterson,
Another beast.
Curtis Martin,
Forgot about him. That dude quietly racked up yards.
LaDainian Tomlinson,
Mm-hmm.
Jerome Bettis,
Mm.
Eric Dickerson,
Mm-hmm.
Tony Dorsett,
Mm-hmm.
Jim Brown,
Mm-hmm.
Marshall Faulk,
Damn.
Edgerrin James,
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Allen,
Mm-hmm.
Franco Harris,
Mm.
Thurman Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
Fred Taylor,
Yeah.
Steven Jackson,
Forgot about him.
Derrick Henry,
Who's still playing, climbing up that
John
list.
Regan,
Mm-hmm. Another Hall of Famer.
Corey Dillon,
Forgot about him.
O.J. Simpson,
The world wants to forget about him, but yeah.
and then comes LaShawn McCoy.
Shady's got a hill to climb. Real talk, he ain't getting in this year. He ain't getting in. That hill is too big to climb.
And right behind LaShawn McCoy with less than 100 yards behind him was Warwick Dunn.
Wow. And it's
And
been a long time since,
Ricky Waters is about 400 yards behind him. That's your top 25.
yeah. And those last two that you mentioned, they're in that no man's land. They're not going to get in the Hall of Fame. So he's too close to them and
I
not
mean,
close enough to the top of the pack.
I'd say out of the people in front of him, Corey Dillon's not in. Obviously, Derrick Henry's still playing. Steve Jackson, Fred Taylor.
Let me,
Adrian Peterson's not in yet, right?
no, he's not in yet.
Curtis
So
Martin's not in, or Curtis Martin is in.
I need to check on Curtis Martin. I'm not sure if he's in or not. I don't think he's in.
But that's five or six right there that
Yeah.
are in front of him that aren't in.
Yeah. They all have to get in before he even has a shot. And I'm going to be honest with you. You said hot on his heels was, who did you say was right behind him?
Dude, Adrian Peterson got inducted in 2017.
So AP did get in.
Yes,
Okay. Curtis Martin. Is Curtis Martin in?
I'm about to find out.
Okay. And while you look that up, um,
Curtis Martin got in 2012.
okay.
So the people that Fred Taylor, Steven Jackson, Derrick Henry, Corey Dillon, those are the four guys in front of him.
And Derrick Henry's numbers are still growing. So when it's all
Correct.
said and done, he's going to be higher than the other two
I mean,
guys.
he's less than 10 yards behind Steven Jackson, and he's less than 200 yards behind Fred Taylor, and he's about 600 yards behind Thurman Thomas. So if he had another, let's say, how many yards did Derek run last year? 1900? Wasn't it like
Something
some
like
sick
that.
number like
Some,
that?
yeah.
So we'll just say I'm just going to round it up to 2000. If he runs for another 2000 yards, that put him at 13,423. That would move him into ninth place in front of Eric Dickerson.
He'd be a lock for sure when it's all said and done. Um, as far as the others, uh, now Shady can't get in until Fred Taylor's in. If
Yep.
Shady gets in before Fred Taylor, there's a crime committed.
So, but what is your argument for Shady to even get in?
I mean, the only way he gets in is if the three aforementioned people that we
No, no, no. I
have in
mean, you had said at the very beginning that he should be in there. I want to know your argument to get him in there.
my argument's busted wide open once you put the stats out there.
Okay.
I thought he was higher than he was.
So
He's
so
not as high as I thought.
eliminate those stats in your mind. What made you think he was good enough to be in the Hall of Fame?
In my mind, I thought he put up better numbers than that.
So
That's
you
what
were
I'm
just
saying.
strictly thinking of numbers.
Yeah, yeah. I
Gotcha.
because he, you know,
I mean, because
I really thought so. I really thought he
two
had
Super
better
Bowls
numbers than
he
that.
won, he was on the bench.
Right. Yeah.
So
And I want to go back before we close it out. Uh, and I am going to retract Greg Olson because of what you said about Witten. See, when you put
yeah.
those numbers up there, Witten, I had no idea that he was that much better than Olson.
Did Whitten start his career with Troy Aikman as his quarterback?
Yes.
Okay. So he had Troy Aikman throwing to him. He had
Romo.
uh, Romo. He had Dak. Yeah. So he had some good quarterbacks throwing at him. Well, two and a half good quarterbacks.
Yeah. Two good quarterbacks and an announcer. You got it.
Tony Romo was better than Dak.
Uh, yeah. Yeah. Um,
Tony Romo was a decent quarterback.
I'll put it this way: Tony Romo was good from September until December, and for
Just
whatever
like Dak.
reason, in well, yeah, some months Dak ain't very good in the sun. Yeah,
I can't
I'm not
believe
even gonna go there.
this Jerry Jones sold his soul to the devil back in the 90s, and now the devil's coming to collect. That's why they haven't won nothing in 30 years.
It would appear that way. Um, Jerry needs to, forget about policies and procedures and talk to Micah Parsons' agents. All right. I
He
mean,
doesn't. He needs to pick up the phone and dial Brett Veach and say, "How can we make this happen? Put that dude in red."
if y'all were to do anything like that, and I know we're short on time, but I got to say this: if y'all were to do anything like that, I would be through with football for the rest of the year because some kind of voodoo mojo would be going on right now, and the numbers wouldn't work.
Sure, they would.
That man wants 40 million a year. Where are you going to pull that out?
So the same way that you paid Patrick Mahomes 500 billion B with a B, $500 billion contract, the same way you can do it with Micah Parsons. You just have to rework it every year.
I was going to say it's backloaded, and that might be one of those ones. How do they do
Well,
it in
what they
Major League
do is,
Baseball where you're still paying a guy after he's retired?
yeah, what they do with Patrick is basically every year he signs a new contract and they just tear up the other one basically and give him some upfront money. That's basically what they do. I mean, numbers can be stretched and pulled and tweaked, no problem at all in the NFL. So,
Hey, if any team wants a water boy this year, I'm willing to sign a contract and you can front load it, back load it. I don't care.
no, I want it front loaded. Screw that back load. If I pull my back carrying some water, I don't want to not get paid.
Good point. Good point. All right. We're getting ready to get out of here. We are definitely in the coming weeks going to talk a little bit more NFL because that's what we do.
Yes,
And
sir.
some crazy things are going to happen this year. I believe it. Um, we'll have predictions for you guys. We'll have our thoughts. We'll share stories from here to Kingdom Come. They don't call it slightly warped for nothing. We are warped. Some of the things that you're going to hear me say this football season may be warped, but I am the reigning champ, both here and in the Picks League. You hear that, Candace? I am the champ. Um, all right, show. Close it on out.
Hey, appreciate y'all checking in with us. We will see y'all next week. Football is this weekend. Enjoy your preseason games.
That's right. Can't wait till it's for real, though.
Love
You
each
guys
other. Tomorrow's not promised.
stay positive, stay blessed.
Peace and chicken grease.
Good night.